Hello, my name is Joy. My student number is SO441015, and I'm a freshman. I'm going to deliver the speech titled "The New Bionic That Led a Run, Clap, and Dance." Looking deeply inside nature through the magnifying glass of science, designer extract principles, process, and material that are forming the very basis of design methodology. From synthetic constructs that resemble biological material to computational methods that emulate neural processes, nature is driving design. Design is also driving nature. In realms of genetic, regenerative medicine, and synthetic biology, designers are growing novel technologies not foreseen or anticipated by nature. Bionic explores the interplay between biology and design. As you can see, my leg is bionic. Today I will tell human story of bionic integration, how electromechanics attach to the body and implants inside the body are beginning to bridge the gap between disability and ability, between human limitation and human potential. Bionic has defined my physicality. In 1982, both of my legs were amputated due to tissue damage from frostbite incurred during a mountain climbing accident. At the time, I didn't view my body as broken. I reasoned that a human being can never be broken. Technology is broken. Technology is inadequate. This simple but powerful idea was occurred to us. To advance technology for the elimination of my own disability, and ultimately, the disability of others, I began by developing specialized limbs that allow me to return to the vertical world of rock and ice climbing. I quickly realized that the artificial part of my body is malleable, able to take on any form, any function, a blank slate for which to create, perhaps, structure that could extend beyond biological capability. I made my height adjustable. I could be as short as 5 feet or as tall as I would die. So when I was feeling bad about myself, insecure, I would jut my height on. But when I was feeling confident and swell, I would knock on my height down a notch just to give the competition a chance. Narrow edge feet allow me to climb steep rock fissures where the human foot cannot penetrate. Spike feet enable me to climb vertical ice walls without ever experiencing muscle leg fatigue. Through technological innovation, I return to my sport stronger and better. Technology had eliminated my disability and allowed me a new climbing prowess. As a young man, I imagined a future world where technology so advanced could rid the world of disability. A world in which neural implants would allow the visually impaired to see. A world in which the paralyzed could walk with body skeletons. Sadly, because of the deficiency in technologies, disability is rampant in the world. This gentleman is missing 3 limbs. As a testimony to current technology, he is out of the wheelchair, but we need to do a better job in bionics to allow one day for rehabilitation for a person with this level of injury. At the MIT Media Lab, we have established the Center for Extreme Bionics. The mission of the center is to provide fundamental science and technological capabilities that will allow the biomechatronic and regenerative repair of humans across a broad range of brain and body disability. Today, I'm going to tell you how my legs function, how legs work, as a case in point for this center. Now I measured to shoot my leg last night, because I knew I would be showing them off. Bionics entail the engineering of extreme interface. There are three extreme interfaces in my bionic limbs. Mechanical, how my limbs are attached to my biological body. Dynamic, how they move like flesh and bone. And electrical, how they communicate with my nervous system. I will begin with mechanical interface. In the area of the design, we still do not understand how to attach devices to the body mechanically. It is extraordinary to me that in this day and age, one of the most mature oldest technologies in the human timeline, the shoe still gives us plaster. How could this be? We had no idea how to attach things to our bodies. This is the beautifully lyrical design work of Professor Nuri Osman and the NRT Media Lab, showing spatially varying skeletal impedance, shown here, color variation in this 3D print model. Imagine a future where clothing is stiff and soft where you need it for optimal support and flexibility, without ever causing discomfort. My bionic limbs are attached to my biological body with synthetic skin with stiffness and variation. This mirrors my underlying tissue biomechanics. To achieve that mirroring, we first developed a mathematical model of my biological limbs. To that end, when used imaging tools such as MRI to look inside my body to figure out the geometry and location of various tissues, we also took robotic tools. Here's a 14 actuator circles that goes around the biological limbs. The actuator coming, find the surface of the limbs, measure its upload shape, and then push on the tissue to measure tissue compliance and each anatomical point. We combine this imaging and robotic data to build a mathematical description of my biological limb. Shown on the left, you see a bunch of points or nodes, and each node, there is a color that represents tissue compliance. We then do a mathematical transformation to the design of the synthetic skin, shown on the right, and we can discover optimality is. Where the body is stiff, the synthetic skin should be soft. Where the body is soft, the synthetic skin is stiff, and its marriage occur across all tissue compliance. With this framework, we can produce bionics that are the most comfortable limbs I have never worn. Clearly, in the future, our clothing, our shoes, our breasts, our prosthesis will no longer be designed and manufactured using an artisan strategy, but rather data-driven quantitative framework. In the future, our shoes will no longer get a blister. We are also embedding sensing and smart material into the synthetic skin. There is a material developed by SRI International California. Under electrostatic effect, it changes stiffness, so under zero voltage, the material is compliant. It's floppy like paper. Then a button is pushed, a voltage is applied, and it becomes stiff as a ball. tapping sounds. We embed this material into the synthetic skin that attaches my bionic limb to my biological body. When I work here, it's no voltage. My interface is soft and compliant. The button is pushed, voltage is applied, and is stiffened, offering me a greater maneuverability over the bionic limbs. We are also building exoskeletons. This exoskeleton becomes stiff and soft in just the right area of the running circle to protect the biological joint from high impact and degradation. In the future, we will all be wearing exoskeleton in common activities such as running. Next, dynamic interface. How do my bionic limbs move like flesh and bone? In my MIT lab, we study how humans with normal physiologies understand what and run, what are the muscles doing, and how are they controlled by the spinal cord. This basic science motivates what we build. We are building bionic ankles, knees, and hips. We are building body parts from the ground up. The bionic limbs they are wearing are called bions. They have been fitted to nearly 1,000 patients, 400 of which have been wounded U.S. soldiers. How does it work? And here's right under computer control. The system controls stiffness to attach at the shock of limb hitting the ground. Then in mid-stance, the bionic limb output high torque and powers to lift the person into the working stride, comparable to how muscle grows in the calf region. This bionic proportion is very important clinically to patients. So on the left, you see the bionic device worn by a lady. On the right, a passive device worn by the same lady. They fail to emulate normal muscle function, enabling her to do something everyone should be able to do, go up and down their steps at home. Bionics are also allowed for extraordinary athletic feats. Here is a gentleman running up a rocky pathway. This is Steve Martin, now the comedian, who lost his leg in the bomb blast in Afghanistan. We are also building exoskeletal structure using this same principle that wrap around the biological limbs. This gentleman does not have any leg condition, any disability. He has a normal physiologist. So these exoskeletons are applying muscle-like torque and powers, so that his own muscle need not apply those torque and powers. This is the first skeleton in history that actually augment human walking. It significantly reduces metabolic cost. It's so profound in its augmentation that when a normal, healthy person wears the device for 40 minutes and then take it off, their own biological level feel ridiculously heavy and overall. We are beginning the age in which machine attention to our body will make us stronger and faster and more efficient. Moving on the electrical interface. How do my bionic limbs communicate with my nervous system? Across my residual limbs and electrodes that measure the electrical pulse of my muscle. Let's now communicate it to the bionic limbs. So when I think about moving my phantom limb, the robot trade loss movement desire. This diagram shows fundamentally how the bionic limb is controlled. So we model this missing biological limb, and we can discover what reflexes occur, how the reflexes of the spinal cord are controlling the muscle, and the capability is embedded in the chip of the bionic limbs. What we have done then is we modulate the sensitivity of the reflex, the model spinal reflex, with a neural signal. So when I relax my muscle in my residential limbs, I get very little torque and powers. But the more I fire my muscle, the more torque I get, and I can even run. And that was the first demonstration of a running get under neural command. Feels great. We want to go to a step further. We want to actually close the loop between the human and the bionic external limbs. We are doing experiments where we are growing nerve, transitive nerve, dual channel or microchannel array. On the other side of the channel, the nerve then attaches to cells, skin cells and muscle cells. In the motor channel, one can sense how the person wishes to move. They can be sent out wirelessly to the bionic limbs, then sensory information. On the bionic limb can be converted to stimulation in adjacent channels, sensory channels. So when this is fully developed and for human use, person like myself will not only have sympathetic limbs that move like flesh and bone, but actually feel like flesh and bone. This video shows Lisa Melody shortly after being fitted with two bionic limbs. Indeed, bionics is making a profound difference in people's lives. Lisa melted. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's just like I had got a real leg. Now don't start running. Now turn around and do the same thing walking up, but get on your heel to turn. Like you would normally just work on the level ground. Try to work right up the hill. Oh my god. Is it pushing you up? Yes, and not even. I can't even describe it. It's pushing you right up. Next week I'm visiting the center. Thank you. Next week I'm visiting the Center for Medicaid and Medicaid Service, and I'm going to try to convince CNS to grant appropriate code language and pricing, so this technology can be made available to the patient that need it. Thank you. It's not well appreciated, but over half of the world population suffer from some form of cognitive, emotional, sensory, or mental condition. And because of the poor technology, too often conditions result in disability and a poor quality of life. Basic level of physiological function should be a part of human rights. Every person should have the right to live life without disability if they so choose, the right to live life without severe depression, the right to see a loved one in case of seeing impaired, or the right to work or to dance in the case of the limb paralysis or limb amputation. As a society, we can achieve these human rights if we accept the proposition that humans are not disabled. A person can never be broken. Our built environment, our technologies are broken and disabled. When the people did not accept our limitations, but can transcend disability through technological innovation. Indeed, through fundamental advance in bionics in this century, we will set the technological foundation for an enhanced human experience, and we will end disability. I would like to finish up with one more story, a beautiful story, the story of Andreas Helles Davis. Andreas lost her leg in the Boston terrorist attack. I met Andres when this photo was taken. and Sporting Rehabilitation Hospital. Adrian is a dancer, a boring dancer. Adrian breathed and lived dance. It is her expression. It is her art form. Naturally, when she lost her limb in the Boston terrorist attack, she wanted to return to the dance floor. After meeting her and driving home in my car, I saw I am an MIT professor. I have resources. Let's build her a bionic limb to enable her to go back to her life of dance. I brought in an MIT scientist with expertise in prosthetic, robotics, machine learning, and biomechanics, and over a 2,200-day research period. We studied dance. We brought in dancers with biological limbs, and we studied how they move, what force they apply on the dance floor, and we took those data, and we put forth fundamental principles of dance, reflexive dance capability, and we embed the intelligence into the bionic limb. Bionic is not only about making people stronger and faster. Our expression, our humanity can be embedded into electrical mechanics. It was 3.5 seconds between the bomb blasts in the Boston terrorist attack. In 3.5 seconds, the criminals and the cohort took Andres off the dance floor. In 200 days, we put her back. We will not be intimidated, brought down, diminished, conquered, or stopped by acts of violence. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce Adrienne Hollis Davis. Her first performance since the attack. She is dancing with Christian Leiden. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the research team, Elliot, Ross, and Nathan Velagareth Koskit. Elliot and Nathan.